What's an animal that will never make it on McDonald's menu? A snail. Because it's not a fast food.
Hey, look who's here. This is your daily Ketchup. Hey guys, so Budget 2022 happened last week, and I don't know about you guys, but I personally know of a lot of people who aren't caught up with the news yet. So to do a public service for everybody, we're just going to sum up some pointers. So first and foremost, as Singapore is building a fairer, more inclusive society, right, public expenditure is going to rise. But the good news is that the GST hike, which I'm sure a lot of people are expecting, is going to be delayed to 2023, and it's also going to be staggered. So it will be 8% in 2023 and also 9%, then 9% in 2024, which is understandable as our aging population grows larger. There's going to be more public expenditure. On top of that, there's also going to be a $6.6 billion assurance package over the next 5 years to help cushion the impact of the GST hike, and essentially delaying its effects by at least 5 years, and also 10 years if you are in a lower income household. And there's also going to be handouts such as like cash payouts, USAVE rebates, and CDC vouchers. There's also going to be a permanent GSTV scheme that aims to further offset the GST expenses for lower and middle income families and most retiree households. So essentially, the tax system is aiming to work such that those who earn more can contribute more, those who earn less also still get to contribute, but will receive more benefits than the taxes they pay, essentially. Okay, so there's going to be more details that you can find in the link below. Head over to the Budget 2022 website, and we'll talk more later.
Hey, back to the usual programming.
Hey guys, you're enjoying the Daily Ketchup podcast. Do remember to subscribe and also hit that notification button.
Okay, so today we have a very special guest, a friend of mine. Oh, I cannot. Wait, what's your name? I have to. Can I?
Can lah. Anything.
No, but you told me.
Anyhow, Google, you can find.
Yeah, that's why. No, but you bother.
I'm trying my best, alright. Give chance, can.
Before this thing, he texted me. The only thing you cannot ask me to do is like take out my glasses. What the f***? I just Google you. You're the first thing.
I still need to make a living, lah.
Okay, so today we have Xiao Ming, the co-founder of SGAG and MGAG.
Yay!
MGAG and SGAG.
What's up, everyone?
So SGAG recently celebrated 10 years of existence. Congratulations, man.
It's really not bad.
Yeah, thanks.
Because like when you usually think of like local digital media, I always keep thinking like TSL SGAG has been around for like maybe 5 years, 4 years. I always like that 5 years.
I always feel like we are the same age. We started about the same time. Then after we we're 5 years old only.
10 years is crazy, man.
Super long. I feel old talking about it. Like I feel 10 years. Like 10 years ago, I'm just a young kid now. Like
how old are you?
Yeah, how old are you?
Or is there also another secret?
No lah, 35 all this year.
Wow. You look good.
Hey. You don't.
How did this Xiao Ming name come about?
Actually, last time because we started off doing memes. Right, so as SGAG, we were doing memes in the early days. We were not creating videos because we're not in the YouTuber scene. So there came a time where I think Facebook started introducing like videos because they wanted to like fight YouTube and stuff like that. So we're like, oh, you know what? Let's just try some videos lah. So we started doing videos. We don't want to do videos, but then nobody wanted to be cast. Then like, hey, you look okay, you go be cast. I was like, okay lah, let's be cast. But I don't want to use my real name because back then like SGAG was very trollish. Yeah, right? We were making fun of people, companies, maybe sometimes the government also. So we want to be a bit more tactical lah. So I was like, okay, let me not use my real name. Let me use like a fictional name. So we thought like what name to choose? Like so random. I was like, okay lah, the most common composition name, Xiao Ming, just whack only.
And it's stuck.
Who knows whether you actually brought to become anything.
So you were the first SGAG character?
I think so. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
As in,
O-level.
What anonymity did you achieve?
Hey, but now when I go on the streets, right, I can still do my own shit.
If you don't wear
I don't wear my shades. But the funny thing is, that's when I'm supposed to wear shades because it's sunny. My eyes are like burning,
Then you cannot
wear shades. Like that I also cannot wear shades.
Now during shoots, you cannot see shit.
Now over here in the dark room, I wear shades. It doesn't make sense, but
So I first heard the SGAG story with Dan actually.
Yeah.
We actually went to your office before.
Yeah.
It's with Quest Ventures.
Your fireside chat with Karl, which is his co-founder. I remember the entire story in my head. Would you?
Can you share lah?
The one. You share. So we can decide whether Karl's the better orator.
He's very good storyteller, one, so I
He
cannot
really
beat
very
him.
good. Really very
Mine is
good.
like the cock version. But wow. Okay. Actually, it started back when we were in.
What it shows, ah?
This bottle can throw.
Okay, so Karl and I actually knew each other back in like JC already. We were in the same class. So our class has only 5 guys. We always like.
How your class only got 5 guys?
Yeah, 5 guys. We're arts class.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have like
shooks, yeah.
20 girls in class, 5 guys. We thought like, wow, heaven, wow, so many girls, so all arts class on some more. Yeah, we thought it
for
would
the
be
new
fun, but
drawing
then
day.
we always crack lame jokes, play pranks, do stupid things. And no girls wanted to hang out with us. So the 5 guys became like super tight. I think that was where we kind of developed a little bit of our sense of humor lah. Right, so actually fast forward a couple of years after that, both Karl and I went SMU. Right, so we studied there, we were in the same class, and that was when actually the meme culture started like happening. Right, because of 9gag, Reddit, 4chan. It was the first time ever that we actually consume memes. And I
Is that
thought,
how you pronounce 4chan? 4chan?
Yeah, I always thought it was Fortune.
really?
I have no idea.
I have
No
no
lah.
idea.
No, but if SGAG say, then SGAG
Don't
is
like
correct.
that, don't like that. Hey, later people start correcting me, but quickly moving on. So I was a huge fan of memes back then because I just really love the fact that it is so ugly, it is so simple to create, but it is so funny and so relatable. So I was a huge fan of it. I was consuming like tons and tons of it when I was in school. So I remember I was like in class, but I'm always like the kind of students who likes to sit right at the back because I like to surf internet. Last time there's like fmylife.com also, I don't know whether you remember.
Yeah.
Like it was just filled with stories.
Hepmil.
So it just happened that I think sometime in 2012, right, McDonald's ran out of curry sauce in Singapore. And it caused like a huge hoo-ha on like Twitter, on Facebook. Like people were saying like, oh my god, like, how am I gonna eat
I believe I shared that one.
McNuggets without like curry sauce, blah 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 blah. So that was when Karl and I were at the back of the class. We were like, you know what, let's just create a meme. I mean, it's so very easy. I just use like Keynote, PowerPoint, just anyhow put some caption over. So we created a memes like, oh, McDonald's, like, what, curry sauce kind of thing. We were like, okay, where do we put it? Like, should we put it on, like, should we upload it 9gag? Because last time 9gag allowed people to kind of upload, but then nobody will get it. It's a Singapore thing. Right, so we're like, okay, you know what? Facebook page is free. Let's just create a Facebook page. Call it whatever lah, SGAG lah. I remember Singapore version of 9gag or don't know lah. I mean, we really didn't think too much back then. So we just uploaded it. And after a day, it got like 200 likes. We're like, hey, not bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even my normal photos on my own profile don't get that many likes. I'm like, hey, not bad. So actually, then that was how it started lah.
Like, how do you get from like a hobby, like something you did do on the side, to suddenly realize like, hey, actually this is a real business, eh?
Actually, that took a long time, to be honest. I think because when we were creating it for the first couple of years, I would say 2012 to 2015. I mean, it was fun. I think we were getting a lot of traction in terms of like the kind of engagements that we were getting, followers that we were getting. I mean, I think when we look around, there were nobody that actually made a business out of creating memes. Right? I think we actually met the founder of 9gag, Ray, and his business model is entirely different. Right? So I think we cracked our heads for the longest time because I think for me at a particular point in time, I think we have stumbled upon something that was pretty meaningful. I feel like to be able to make people laugh, that people want to consume your content, but also I think at the same time I also had a hard time really trying to think about how do I even, don't say make a business lah, how do I even make a career like for myself out of these things. So naturally we try what every other content creator did or influencers did, right? So we tried selling maybe handphone cases. So we put like Rich Comic at the back. We tried to sell, we sold like maybe less than 100. Like, okay. We tried to sell t-shirts, like create our own merch. So I don't know whether you guys remember there was this, last time there was a LKY meme that you don't CB, right? So we actually
there's
made
a great
that
story on that as well, right?
into a t-shirt. Right, so we had like a you don't, then the CB word was huge across. It was just for fun. Because honestly, we didn't think that people would buy it.
Yeah.
Because it's so vulgar, the CB word is really
Like
across
5 people
the
buy
chest.
actually shook with you, right?
Yeah. So then, I mean, okay end up we sold a couple of thousand. We're like,
That's small.
I don't even dare wear it out myself. When I see people wear, I'm like, okay. Then overnight we turned into like, I don't know, like a factory chain. We were packing t-shirts,
Right.
putting like addresses, bringing it
That
to
was like the main source
Singpost.
of income at that time.
And so we
Wow,
tried that. I mean, it was a good and fun one-off project. But we were like, we can't do this. Like, how many t-shirts can we sell? Right. So that was that. I think it was until this particular like episode. So I mean, we used to like to troll like companies. Right, so in 2015, I think North Korea was on the brink of war with South Korea because I think they artillery one of the islands or something like that. So the tensions were like super high, and I don't know for what reason. Right, Scoot decided to have like discounted air tickets to Seoul. like for Singaporeans. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, people are on the brink of war. Are you sending people there to die, is it? Right, so I made a meme lah. Right, so I screenshot the Scoot's discount. I put an article of like what's happening in North Korea and South Korea. And I'm like, sale, Scoot. You're sending Singaporeans one way ticket to die, is it? So I just put it up as a meme. I mean, it went viral. People started talking about it, sharing. But for the first time, a company, Scoot decided to comment in our comment section. It has never happened before. Now it's very normal, like, companies engaging on social media. But back then, because we were humor based, we were quite trollish. Nobody dared to engage with us. No companies dared to engage with us. But for the first time, somebody did. Scoot did. So they commented like something quite witty lah. They're like, hey, don't worry. Right, to make sure that we're not sending you a one-way ticket to die. If you really fly by Scoot to Seoul, we'll sponsor your return ticket back. That was quite. They managed to turn somewhat like a PR crisis into something that was quite fun for the audience. And so a lot of people were tickled by it. I think Marketing Interactive covered it. They were like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. We just leave the comment over there. But the next day, we actually received like a DM on our Facebook page. Then it was somebody from Scoot that reached out. It was like, oh, we'd like to invite you down for coffee. Right. Like, Carl and I were like, jalan liao also. Invite for coffee means like, it's not probably not a good thing. Then we're like, also cannot run. Just go down lah. So we went all the way down to Changi Airport. We sat down. Then the manager came and sit down. The marketing manager came to sit down with us. They're like,
so you all think you're very funny, yeah?
They're like, my CEO loved it so much. Right. We've been telling people that Scoot is a funny brand for the longest time. Nobody cared. You did that. We commented, and there was so much buzz that was created.
Right.
I want to pay you to make fun of me.
Wow.
Right.
Actually said that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually said that.
And Carl and I were just looking at each other like, what? I mean, sure.
Yeah.
You want to pay us to make fun of you? Can. So that was really like the first time that we managed to see like a business model that actually makes sense. That is not a force fit. That we're actually marrying maybe advertising with entertainment and humor. It comes off so naturally.
So who told the story better?
Come on, you do it. Where my shit are you crying to?
Do you write your own jokes?
Oh, that's a good question.
For the Xiao Ming ones, usually yes, but there are a few people who are in the office who are quite lame, so sometimes they will send like specific ones. Because lame jokes also must QC one. There's some it's just like some of them are like puns. Right? Puns that cannot be asked as a question.
Yeah.
Because to get a reaction, you need to ask a
I feel like if I pitch a joke to you and you don't want to say it, I'll be f***ing offended. What do you mean it's not good enough for you?
Example of a bad lame joke and a good lame joke.
Wow, masterclass.
Wow. Some of it is. Some jokes are like meant for reading, right?
Yeah.
So like, what are you doing? Like kind of thing. Like how do you ask that like as a joke?
Okay.
Right. Where sometimes like for example, what's an animal that will never make it on McDonald's menu?
Oh, I genuinely thought I would get it.
A snail, because it's not a fast food.
Okay. Experiencing in person different.
It's funnier live.
Hey, why you're not laughing?
No, but the laugh don't need to hold it in. I'm not offended.
No, but the laugh really makes it. Because like the delivery, right, you will say it and then to watch you laugh it out loud, right?
It's
It's the fact that I'm entertained by my own joke lah. So I mean, like with lame joke, it's like there's the joke itself, there's the delivery, there's who you're telling it to, and the reaction of that person. So I mean, these are the layers. These are the layers. It's not just the joke itself.
At some point on a damn tired day, and then you review your script, then you need to crack all these jokes. So right? You're like, you just F somebody off, right? Then you need to go there.
And also like when during the pandemic, like I saw a lot of the content you're doing like at home with your wife, right? Like was that like annoying for her, or was she like really game for it also?
I don't believe 100% is real.
It is okay. Not 100% of it is done in one take.
Okay.
It is real, but it's not done in one take.
Right.
Yeah, just sometimes like I stumble the lines, or sometimes like her reaction like,
Right.
Yeah, I was like, maybe just dial it up. A little bit more, like, a little bit more. Like, if you're gonna be annoyed, just be a little bit more. Like,
Throw something at me.
like, annoyed. yeah. But I mean, those are like fun times lah. Because I mean, there's nobody else to irritate ma. So naturally, it's either my cats or my wife. So I chose my wife.
But have you actually like kind of argued about it or had a serious conversation about it before?
Like her boss tell her, I don't like seeing you.
No lah, because sometimes like in a like she's working so much. She's super
Yeah, she has a
busy.
very
But I'm
serious
like,
job, by the way.
Can you take 5 minutes? Oh, I'll tell you this slim job. So I can post it. Maybe, this week no content. I need to put up some content. It's like, I'm busy. I want to call. Yeah, so sometimes she does like get quite annoyed in that sense when I approach her at the wrong time. Or like sometimes like, oh, she never put on makeup. She's like, I was like, it's okay. Very pretty. It's like, cannot. Must put some makeup.
But his wife is very nice. She's the sweetest.
How do you meet?
Oh, we actually met in secondary school. But we were not together back then.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was only like uni that we reconnected.
When you crack lame joke, then she like.
No, actually we met before I started SGAG. Yeah, actually the interesting story was that she actually didn't support like me pursuing SGAG. We actually had a big
I would think so lah.
we had a big
Anyone with a
fight that
normal
we
head.
almost broke up. Like I literally just walked off.
Oh shit.
Like, because I mean she was
I want to start meme page.
no, it really started already.
I don't care,
because
don't
I was
be funny.
spending so much time like doing it. Then she was like, "What are you doing?" Like because I mean she was like 2 years ahead of me, because of NS. Like, so she was really like working outside. Her peers are all like in banking, earning big bucks. Like here I am, my boyfriend is just sitting here making memes, believing that he can make a career out of this. Yeah, so there was like a big quarrel, but after that she was like,
But what a I told you so moment. Like,
I don't want to say that lah. Cannot.
Sorry.
How you say?
I really have spent enough nights sleeping in the storeroom according to the internet. Yeah.
Okay. The next time she posts I'm very proud of you. I will reply about it.
Are you sure?
I help you.
Were you proud?
Were you is day one though?
So now, what do you actually do?
What is it like in a meme factory?
Lepak already, right?
No lah. So what do I personally actually
Just now I see his IG story. You went for a massage lah.
Hey,
no.
on the work day, on the weekend I went. I think now we have like evolved like quite a bit. But I think like what you guys introduced at the earlier part, we have SGAG, MGAG, PGAG, we have Hepmil Creators Network,
Right.
we have Ben Pixels Asia. I mean the whole idea is just to kind of entertain more people across the region, whether it's through ourselves or through creators that we try to like empower. And I think my job right now is try to kind of scale that creativity or content across the region lah. Because it's not easy. I mean, it's easy to create a viral piece of content maybe, but to do it consistently over a prolonged period of time while managing like to balance the idea of like advertising and entertainment is something that takes a lot of time to kind of like study, take a lot of time to experiment.
So you have a formula, you think? I ask you to
I wouldn't
lah.
say there's a formula lah. I mean, it's not like my videos and stuff like that is getting like 1 million views. I'm not Zhen Hao.
Yeah, no
Zhen Hao
shit,
can
man.
do it.
Is humor in like say for example Philippines, Malaysia, and Singapore very different?
Yeah, super lah. It's definitely different. But I think there are like core principles that you can kind of tap on. Right, really just understanding the different social media platforms. Right. So for example, like right now, if you think about TikTok, everybody views TikTok with sound. Right, so therefore sound is maybe a lot more important. Whereas on Facebook, when we look at videos, right, usually the sound is not on unless you click on it and you unmute it. Right, so that is where like how you storytell is slightly different. It's not something that you can just replicate across platform, which I'm sure you guys know. So I think these are things that we have to constantly evolve,
Right.
Empower the team and equip the team so that they can really tell the right stories on the right platform to the right audience.
Right.
No, is there like a Filipino and Malaysian Xiao Ming? Like their own version.
Not really lah, not really. Because these kind of things, I think it really depends on who you can find also.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, if you can't really find a lame person, so
They're all genuinely funny.
hey,
It's so funny.
this shit is supposed to help hide my insecurity.
When you paise. So it make you not paise lah.
Huh?
You just-
Actually, I feel like I put on a different persona where
It's true.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not the same person.
Yeah, when we have lunch, it's not like that.
No, when you walk in as well just now without the shades, then we were like, oh hi. Then suddenly the shades came on, right?
serious.
Oh,
Yeah, I was tripped out when his laugh is the same. That's the only consistent thing. Like the real guy laugh like this guy.
the real guy.
So another thing that I'm curious about is I've seen like, I mean SGAG is quite big now. You all interview like international celebrities and like very big names, right?
Yeah.
And then you also do like roast some of them, right?
Oh yeah, we try to lah if they're open to it.
So has there ever been a situation where you went too far?
Overboard.
Then behind the scenes they like, hey, this one cannot.
So far I would say
Graceful.
So far I would say no. I mean because when we deal with government clients, they will for sure have to see the script.
Yeah.
Right.
We always tell like the team, you can go and vet the script, but maybe ideally don't show the guests. Right. So if anything you don't want, we cut it out later. Yeah, so most of them are quite okay with that. Like for people like Mark Lee lah, Nem Wee lah, right? I mean those they don't even need to see the script.
Oh, the name was very funny.
I just told them like just trust me.
Yeah.
We can just edit out whatever you don't want.
Right,
To make it more fun and organic lah. And I think most of them they know what they're getting themselves into. So most of them who agree to this are usually quite chill with it.
Okay. Who is somebody that you were most nervous to meet?
Like
Nervous,
starstruck.
I mean I think the Nemri one was probably like because that was one of the first like interview that we ever did, like where we are trolling a guest, and literally he has 5 minutes. There was no like second take. Like we go in because it was like he was promoting his movie, so he was inviting like media down. We had like 5 minutes to just ask whatever we want and then just screw off from there. So we really had to execute on point. The jokes have to be on point and there's no second. So that was quite nerve-wracking lah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
Also, you don't know whether he even know who is SGAG.
Yeah. I bet that
Like maybe he don't know the whole thing's a joke. He's just wondering why this man's so
he just asked me to sing stupid song.
What's your proudest piece of content?
Right, so I remember there was this music video that we did. We don't usually do music videos, and this was like a song that we actually wrote. It was really talking about like mothers and their struggle with having to balance career and having to take care of the kid, and the guilt that a mother feels when she has to neglect like her kid or like cannot spend as much time as a kid. And I thought, I mean, it didn't go like viral or whatsoever, but I feel like that is something that is super meaningful, and I'm pretty proud of doing something like that lah.
I thought you were gonna say the Pokemon one.
I mean that was the most
Risky one.
epic. Yeah, I would say that was the most like epic one, because that one was legit like nerve-wracking. I was literally like trembling. Actually, that was the
Were you
reason-
alone?
No, I have a crew with me.
Oh.
So that was actually one of the reasons why I wore my shades.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the first few videos that we did. I didn't want to get identified. I don't want to get bashed out. So therefore, I thought wearing shades was a good idea to hide my identity.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
Yes, in the
Then
middle
you
of the
trip,
night.
fall down.
No, because before I shouted, right, because there was so many people like over there, and there was also one shot only, right? If I do it wrongly, nobody move, it's gonna be damn paiseh. Right? If people come and
No, I
bash
think
me
you just
up,
laugh it out will be very funny also.
yeah. So I mean, that one was fun because like we planted people in the crowd so that when I shout, people will echo, and then they will move, and then we do a monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. We planted people on the HDB block to kind of take a top-down shot. Yeah, so that was quite fun.
Oh, you're planted within the crowd. That's quite smart.
Yeah.
For context, is Pokemon Go. Then they wanted to
Pokemon
go and
Go.
catch Snorlax.
Yeah, I shouted a Snorlax that wasn't there and made people run for nothing.
But when people realize, right, then did they get angry?
Yeah, like in the comments, so you were the idiot.
No, but so y'all didn't address it lah. Y'all just
No lah,
hide lah. After that, go home.
just run lah. Just pretend.
Y'all never sorry. We just the only.
Well, then what? Hey, excuse me, sorry everybody.
Thank you very much.
If you look up, the camera's over there.
So like, I mean, the most famous SGAG phrase is KTHXBYE.
Okay.
Where did that come from?
Actually, it was done during like one of our retreat, because we realized that sometimes videos end very abruptly and the end jingle kind of just round it off. Yeah. Like, so we were thinking very hard, like what should we, like, is it SGAG or whatever, because sometimes you really think about it, end jingle sometimes don't make sense. It's just some random thing or random sound that people make. So we really had like a brainstorming session during the retreat. I have drinks, guys, let's think about like what we need to. Yeah, we need an end jingle. Like, can we come up with something?
How come this retreat need to do work?
Yeah, last time our retreat is block people one. It's like working overseas.
Yeah,
Where we still can fly
work until after 6.
That's the idea. Work-life harmony.
Yeah. So okay lah. I mean, at the end of the day, it was like, we realized like, people always say like, okay, thanks, bye. So we just kind of sum it up and then just like, okay, thanks, bye. Like,
Oh, it's your voice?
Yeah.
Okay,
And there's a particular way to say it. It's like, okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, boy.
Okay, then he's gonna try now.
Okay, thanks, boy.
But thanks go down.
That'll be the outro for
Okay, thanks, boy. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, boy.
Daily Ketchup. we just rip it up.
Hey, JP also has a claim to fame for making memes.
No. So, right?
You want to join? No, interview right now. Tell me about it.
How dare you?
Hello, sir. What about like the limpe flip backwards? Like why?
Oh, it's an Easter egg for people that don't know.
Okay. So
Hepmil.
So our parent company's name is called Hepmil. So SGAG, MGAG, PK, all under like this parent company called Hepmil. So Hepmil actually has a secret meaning like behind it. It's limpe spelled backwards. So Hepmil is limpe spelled backwards. So we thought that hey, when we created the parent company's name, we want to be a little bit cheeky lah. Like don't have some normal name, and Hepmil sounds very professional on the
like some
outside. You
finance
talk to
company.
people, or maybe happiness for millions of people.
Oh.
Or help me rearrange. Yeah, but then it's actually just limpe spelled backwards. We thought it'd be fun.
And then when you get
Really,
ministers to articulate Hepmil, actually they're saying limpe.
But it's the parent company, so makes sense.
Oh yeah. So thanks for helping me think of the backstory. That's what I'm going
Nice.
to talk about.
Okay, I hired.
So we all should welcome the two of you to the Daily Ketchup. So then the other thing that I want to ask, right, is like SGAG is obviously very well known for developing characters, very strong characters, right? How did that come about? Like how did that start also?
Wow. I mean, I would say that, at the start, a lot of it is experiment lah. Right? We really got to try and see what works and what doesn't. But I think what we realized over time is that people like to watch extreme like characters. Like characters that's not just a typical like Asian mom, Asian dad. Because like especially in this day and age where social media has been around for quite a long time already, right? People have consumed a lot of content already. Right? Do I want to watch yet another Asian mom character? I feel like the moment I see it, I know what's coming already. Right? So I think that is where it has evolved in that sense. Like characters right now has to be a little bit more extreme, a little bit more niche. Like it's probably somebody that you have met somewhere in your life before, but it's not a typical guy that you see on the street.
Right.
So I think those are, I would say, little formulas that we have kind of developed like over time that has helped us create some of these. I mean, these are like the pillars that we think about when we create like characters.
Do you have a favorite character? Other than yourself?
Good caveat.
I mean, one interesting one was Pam. Pam was one of the most successful characters.
Did you tell her? Did you tell her you want her to be like that, or she just start scolding?
She go to the office and she
You know what I mean?
No lah, no.
Because I met Pam before, and she's very mild in person.
Yeah. So I mean, this if you really look at all the characters on screen, actually, in real life they're like complete like opposites lah. So like it's like me, when if you sit down with me,
you're quite.
So I mean, Pam was an interesting character that we created. But it was also like kind of like just trial and error kind of thing.
Right.
Because she was at one point in time, she was like a marketing intern with us. She was writing very funny emails to all of us, like really random emails that she would just send us, like talking about like some things that she noticed in office, and she just wants to complain. She just wants to rant about it. I was like, wow, this girl maybe got some talent. So I was like, hey, why not you just come over to the creative side and just try writing some scripts lah. So she wrote some script for bubble tea. People who drink small pearls should, just go and die. And I was like, who can play it? Like, who can play it? I said, Pam, why don't you play it? Seems like you quite natural. You read the lines, you see whether it makes sense. Then she read it. I was like, wow, it's actually quite interesting. Why don't you just act in this lah?
Right, and then she just
and then it
instant
just
game.
blew up. Yeah. So sometimes
He was plotting. Bam! I was quite intrigued when I found out. So they have this one of the cast members, the Punjabi guy.
Oh yeah.
He's just a funny tweeting guy. That he created meme on his own, like IG page. He was trying to be a content creator as well.
Yeah.
Then he just said create for me, like create for SGAG lah together. Yeah, and I thought okay, he's not in a sense trying to manufacture all the talents, but he's really trying to find what's out there that you can put
and I think
together
this
as
day and age maybe is a lot like easier because there's so many like content creators out there, and I think maybe we have also built a name for ourselves that we are a company that is legit lah. Because I mean 8-10 years ago it's like, why would I want to join you? Like would I even get paid?
Your mother don't want you to do this. My mother want.
I don't know whether it's an issue or what. Like when these characters that you create, right, when they move on, like to explore other things, right? Is it difficult for you?
I mean, it's definitely difficult when talents leave, but I think we also treat it as
Or anybody leaving.
Yeah,
to be
anybody
honest,
leaving. But I mean, there's definitely challenges, but we also see ourselves as almost like as part of the ecosystem. Like we want to help groom them so that they can take a bigger step towards being a bigger name in the industry. And maybe we are just not the right platform for them to do that. I mean, of course, we want to keep people for as long as we can. Right? I mean, that's always the ultimate
But you don't want to limit people.
Yeah, we also don't want to limit
Yeah.
people and force them to stay. Right. So I think if we see ourselves as in a way, I mean.
Like Annette, right? She's come,
Like a
she's gone
stepping
so far.
stone somewhat, and I think there is value that's being delivered both ways in your time here, then that's good enough. Then when you want to leave, let's leave on a good note. I'll give you my blessings. But while you're here, I'm just going to try to keep you and make you happy for as long as you possibly can.
But I think what's amazing is that, like, I mean, we've seen talents leave SGAG, but you also been able to create new talents that are equally lovable still.
Yo, on that topic, Sean and Nadia, is that a thing?
Let's go.
Have they tried going on a date just to see whether got? Well, he played his own show.
Please check out Sedia over there.
Oh yeah, Sedia. I thought it was so clever. So
Yeah.
they have a new series called Sedia.
Yeah.
Sedia is the okay.
Sean and Nadia. I mean, the other way is like none already. N-A.
Actually, both ways kind of works.
Well, I would say that their friendship is very interesting.
Nice.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that Sean genuinely likes her. You don't have to confirm. Wait, I don't think you should weigh in.
No, you blink once if it.
We cannot see.
I actually blink it, but it's up to you guys to guess. I think when you look at it from the outside, to me I put my money that they will eventually get married. Because they're so different, yet they are so similar at the same time. But when we look at a lot of married couples, in the end, a lot of married couples they have very contrasting characters.
Correct.
It's just that they are able to balance each other out, and I feel like the both of them are like that. Yeah, they're so different, but yet they are similar enough to be able to kind of like balance each other.
How does this compare to Jonathan?
Huh?
Oh.
What thing?
Jonathan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yours like
They got an entire short film about this.
Yeah.
I remember watching it. The hashtag was viral.
No, what if actually in real life Sean is the one that's like, hey, please lah. And then he turned
Sean.
Could be.
And Nadia got pitch to filming. Hey, how about we create a show with me? Boss can don't or not? I'm not comfortable.
Stay tuned.
What's the culture like? No, actually, really, what's the culture like? Like in SGAG? Like, I'm sure people want to know.
I think we try to strike a balance. I mean, so I think one thing that I don't like to, I would say, call like or describe our culture is like it's a family culture. Because I truly feel like to operate as a business, you cannot operate like it's a family. Because it's different. Right? Because for family, it's like you're here for better or for worse. So even if I have the shittiest like person, I cannot let the person go. I must do my best to stick it through with that person. And I feel like that is not the mindset that one should have when you're operating like a company. So I mean, if it's a family-like environment, I would say Right, so I think we try to make sure that what we do is to create like a safe space, because I think the whole idea of SGAG is also it's not supposed to be just about myself or about Karl. I mean, it's never been like that. Right? I think what we want to do is a little bit like Avengers, where we're bringing together like creative, funny people in Singapore and have this safe environment where they can create content. Right? They can make a career out of this. I think that's why we always, in a way, make sure that that whatever time that they spend with us is something where there is growth. Right, and the skill sets that they have built will be something that's useful for them when they go out in the industry. Right, so even if you are creating memes, you don't just create memes, because I mean, how many companies out there can hire you after this? Right, so I think we try to make sure that they have like secondary skill sets right, that they're building, whether it's through marketing or storytelling. I mean, these are things that they
or
can
just
help.
drawing engagement lah.
Yeah. I mean, so this is like what I would say this is how I would describe like a little bit of our culture.
Sounds nice. So then,
Never experienced before.
so then that leads me to
office after this.
leads me to the most important question.
What's your expected pay?
What's your last drawn?
Can we fight a chat before?
No, kidding.
You guys have stayed relevant for so long, right? Like, how do you feel like how do you always stay ahead? Always feel like you're always constantly relevant with the content creation? Like, do you feel like you know exactly what the audience wants? Or
I think you have to
roughly?
hire people who are better than you. I feel like if everything is just dependent on myself, I mean, right now, like when it comes to TikTok, I'm pretty sure my team knows a lot better than I do.
What would you be doing if SGAG didn't happen?
Wow, that is a tough one. I think I would still be running some sort of my own business. And so even before SGAG, I was running like a t-shirt printing like business. I've always liked doing my own things.
Right.
Yeah. Having that flexibility to control the direction in which like my career is headed towards. Yeah, I mean the early days, you have that control over time, you control over. I mean now it's a lot more complicated because I mean, the team is bigger, so every decision needs to be discussed. Yeah, but I do still feel like I would be doing some sort of like a business, maybe.
Wait, it was your besides the t-shirt business, so you never worked for anyone lah?
I tried internship once lah. I ended up
Never
spending
again,
the time during the internship trying to do my business.
What do you intern at?
Actually, it's Carl's father's company. Sorry, Carl's father. During the internship, I was not doing stuff. I even at the end, right, I was so bold that I brought my own laptop in.
Shady.
Yeah, so it's like a marketing internship.
Right.
And I realized that I'm someone who needs to find that meaning in what I do. And I feel like the only way to kind of control that is setting up my own business. Yeah.
Very inspiring response.
Do you think you are successful?
You
You want to say yes, but you didn't find it.
I'll say
Okay.
I mean, it's yes or no. I mean, in a way, we did build SGAG up to what it is today. We have scaled across the region. So I mean, to a certain extent, there's an element of success. But then I think when I look at the entire social media space, can we do better? Can we do more? I feel like that there's so much more that we can do. Right? I look across like what you guys are doing with podcasts. Jian Hao, doing like 1 million views per YouTube videos.
Who's Jack Neo's mentor, is it?
I didn't say that. So I mean, I feel like there are opportunities for me to do a lot better, and I feel like at this current point in time, I think we are doing okay, but I think there's so much room to grow lah. Yeah.
Alright, congratulations, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm really proud of you.
10 years.
We see you at the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, we thank you.
At your
Yeah.
5. Okay, on our 10-year anniversary, let's do something.
How many years we are? We still invite.
No, 5 years only.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Daily Ketchup Podcast. Also, adding on to some of the budget 2022 announcements, there were more that was announced. There's also going to be a $560 million household support package that aims to provide immediate help to Singaporeans with their cost of living. And so this also comes in the form of USAVE rebates, top-ups to EduSave and also other education accounts, as well as $100 CDC vouchers. And so that's about 500 CDC vouchers from this year until 2024. Also, in Budget 2022, they also announced that they really want to elevate the opportunities that are provided for future generations, especially those who are regardless of your point in background. That's the most important thing. And so there's going to be schemes like Kickstart and Uplift that are aimed to providing a supportive environment for children from disadvantaged backgrounds. And also there's going to be this thing called the Fresh Start Housing Scheme, which is going to be enhanced so that more lower income families can own a home. Anyway, there was still a lot that was announced in Budget 2022, so we've included a link down below. Go find out for yourself what happened and what was announced, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.
Yeah.